I think one of the cruelest things about grief is that nobody can really explain it to you before it happens. People can describe it. They can warn you. They can tell you it hurts. But until you lose someone you love, someone whose voice is woven into your everyday life, you don't really understand what grief is. Girl, grief is a bastard. Recently, I came across the story of a woman whose husband died at 37. 37, not 87, not after a long life, 37. And what broke my heart wasn't just that he died. It was the way she described it. She said he was holding on to her while he was dying. He was calling her to her. You could almost feel the desperation in those words. You could almost see him fighting to stay. And she said she is barely holding herself back from cursing God. Not because she's a bad person. Not because she doesn't believe, but because she is hurting, deeply hurting. And one of the questions she asked was something that stayed with me. How does she move on without feeling guilty? That she's scared she would forget him. She said people keep telling her to move on, to cry, to heal, to let time do its thing. But she's scared. Scared that if she moves on, she'll forget him. And honestly, I understood exactly what she meant. Because I don't know if I believe that time heals grief. I really don't. I think time does something. I just don't know if healing is the right word. As someone who has lost both parents, and especially as someone whose mother's death shaped so much of my childhood, I have thought about this a lot. I was still very young when my mom died. And for years afterward, I cried. I cried when I saw other girls with their mothers. I cried because I felt cheated. I cried because I didn't get enough time. I cried because I wanted more memories than I had. And then one day, life happened. School happened. Work happened. Responsibilities happened. Years passed. And I cried less. Not because I stopped loving her. Not because I stopped missing her, but because life kept moving. And maybe that's why I struggle with the phrase time heals. Because there are moments when I think I'm okay. Moments when I think the grief has finally settled somewhere quiet inside me. Then out of nowhere, something happens. I see a mother and daughter together. I watch a family celebrating a birthday. I hear someone talking about calling their mom. And suddenly, I'm crying again. Not because the wound is fresh, but because the love is still there. A few days ago, I watched a creator celebrating her mother's birthday with her family, and I was genuinely happy for them. There wasn't an ounce of jealousy in my heart. I love seeing families love each other. I love seeing mothers cherished. But somewhere in the middle of that video, I started crying, and it caught me off guard. Because I can't even remember the last time I cried about my mother's death. Yet there I was, crying. Not because of what they had, but because of what I lost. So when people say time heals, I don't know. Maybe time doesn't heal. Maybe time teaches us how to carry the pain. Maybe time softens the sharp edges. Maybe time helps us build a life around the loss. I don't think love disappears. And because love doesn't disappear, grief never completely disappears either. It just changes shape. What scares me most sometimes is realizing how much I've forgotten. Growing up, we lost so many family photographs because of flooding. Pictures got destroyed. Memories got destroyed. And now there are moments when I try to picture my mother's face, and I can't do it as clearly as I want to.
Girl, that terrifies me. Because when someone dies, memories become precious. You start holding on to little things. The sound of their laughter, the way they said your name, the way they walked into a room, the little habits you once found annoying. You hold on to them because they're all you have left. So when that woman said she was afraid of forgetting her husband, I understood. I really did. And then there was another part of her story that got me thinking. Her anger toward God. Because if we're being honest, grief often comes with questions. Questions nobody wants to admit out loud. Questions that make us uncomfortable. Questions like, God, where were you? Why didn't you stop this? Why my person? Why now? And I remember reading a comment from someone who said something that stayed with me. They said, God does not have low self-esteem. And honestly, that hit me. Because sometimes people rush grieving people toward perfect fate. They want them to say the right things, feel the right things, respond the right way. But grief is messy, and God already knows that. He created human emotions. He knows what heartbreak feels like from our side of things.
Read the Psalms, and you will find people questioning God, crying to God, arguing with God, asking God hard questions, not because they lacked faith, but because they were human. And maybe that's what grieving people need sometimes. Not correction, not lectures, not quick answers. Just space. Space to cry. Space to question. Space to be angry. Space to hurt. Space to breathe. If you're grieving someone right now, whether it happened last week or 20 years ago, I just want to tell you this. There is no perfect way to grieve. You don't have to rush. You don't have to perform strength. You don't have to pretend you're okay. Cry if you need to cry. Talk about them if you need to talk about them. Remember them. Miss them. Love them. Carry them with you. Just don't destroy yourself in the process. And please, don't spend your life wondering if you could have done more. Grief already carries enough weight without adding guilt to it. I know it may not feel like it today, but the unbearable eventually becomes bearable. The pain doesn't disappear, but somehow, little by little, your heart learns how to carry it. And maybe that's what time really does. Not heal, not erase, not make us forget. Maybe time simply teaches us how to keep living while still loving the people we miss. And maybe that is its own kind of mercy. So my darlings, which part spoke to your heart the most? Come sit with me in the comments and tell me your thoughts. I genuinely love hearing from you. If you think another woman needs this conversation too, share it with her. And don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss our next chat.